Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Bois. Susan Farley is off today. We are off to a great start on this Friday. The sun is shining, and it's just a beautiful day out there. So without further ado, let's take a first check of our forecast now and find out what's coming our way.
And another overcast day out there. We did start out our morning, cloudy skies, and still continuing, same story right now. And we will continue to see that trend pretty much throughout the day today. Look at this. Up north, though, even a couple of rain showers are in the area. For us, no rain, maybe a couple of sprinkles. Other than that, we're going to continue to stay dry. A light breeze by Bar Harbor, 6 miles an hour. Rockland, a little bit more at 8 here in town. Not too bad, only a solid 5 mile per hour sustained wind. Means wind gusts are closer to 20, 25 miles per hour all over the state. By tomorrow, though, they will continue to dissipate, which means the winds will start to die down slowly, but they will still be a little bit breezy, mainly into northern Maine. For today, though, we are looking at temperatures in those mid-50s, partly cloudy skies. Let's say partly to mostly cloudy skies. Sprinkles will be possible and a breezy wind. For tonight, temperatures will be hovering in those mid-40s. Partly cloudy skies this time and a light breeze, so the winds will start to slowly die down. For tomorrow, though, the wind will pick up slightly once again. Temperatures will be warming back up to around 60. We'll be under a partly cloudy skies once again. And for later on today, we will continue to see temperatures warming back up into those mid to even upper 50s, and we will even see possibly a few peaks of sunshine.
Alrighty, Conrad, thank you. A longtime business owner is facing numerous charges related to the alleged sexual abuse of a minor. Our David Ledford has the story.
Sean Iori of Albion is facing 11 charges for alleged sex crimes involving a minor. He has been indicted on 1 count of gross sexual assault, 3 counts of unlawful sexual contact, 2 counts of sexual abuse of a minor, 1 count of sexual exploitation of a minor, and 4 counts of possession of sexually explicit materials. The count of gross sexual assault is a Class A felony charge, alleging Iori engaged in a sexual act with a minor under the age of 14. Iori's attorney Walter McKee declined to comment on the charges. Iori is the president and co-owner of the Winterport Dragway, a family-friendly car racing track in Winterport. One of the 11 co-owners, Bob Reynolds, says the Dragway is waiting for more information to be made available before they decide if Iori will remain president. In a statement, Reynolds said, quote, "We don't have all the facts about the situation yet, and we are taking it very seriously and don't condone this at all," end quote. The alleged victim's family says that Iori was a family friend. According to the family, the alleged victim told her parents about Iori's actions in 2022, and an investigation was launched shortly after. Iori posted a $50,000 bail last month. Thursday morning, Justice Mary Gay Kennedy amended the bail to $25,000, returning half of the original bail amount back to him. Iori remains out on bail conditions and is ordered not to be in contact with anyone under 18. His arraignment is scheduled for November 6th. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Some tense moments for drivers on I-395 just before noon yesterday when an RV lost control and rolled over, jumping a guardrail. According to State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss, troopers responded to a report of a recreational vehicle that had left the roadway and landed in a ditch in front of the Coal Land Transportation Museum.
I heard tire screeches and I looked up and saw the RV coming down over the hill. So I called 911 and got hopefully some public safety over this way.
The driver of the RV was transported to a local hospital with minor injuries. Moss tells us the initial investigation indicates the operator was traveling too fast and was distracted while driving. Meanwhile, we're learning new details about the sailing vessel involved in a fatal incident earlier this week. Coast Guard records show the historic sailing vessel Grace Bailey was involved in 3 previous accidents in recent years when the schooner was under different ownership. The Grace Bailey was returning from an excursion Monday with 33 people aboard when its main mast splintered, tumbling onto the deck and killing a doctor and injuring 3 other passengers. The most serious previous incident happened back in 2022 when the Grace Bailey struck another schooner anchored in Rockland Harbor. Both vessels were damaged. The Grace Bailey was under new ownership this season and underwent an annual inspection in May. The Coast Guard says it was in compliance with all regulatory requirements. If you're accused of a crime in Maine, you have the right to an attorney, even if you can't afford one. However, the state is currently facing a shortage of attorneys willing to take on cases for the state. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard learned more about a nearly $9 million plan to overhaul Maine's indigent legal system.
There's a recognition that there are critical stages in a criminal proceeding where you have a right to counsel. And Maine is falling short on that because of the shortage of attorneys.
Jim Billings is the executive director of the Maine Commission on Indigent Legal Services, which contracts private attorneys paid for by the state if a person accused of a crime cannot afford an attorney on their own. But Billings says a shortage of attorneys willing to take cases has led to a backlog and delay for people who need representation.
The time ranges can be days or weeks, and in some situations, we've had people being without an attorney for longer.
Billings adds that currently the Commission has contracts with around 180 attorneys. However, the number of attorneys willing to take on new cases, on top of those already assigned by the Commission, as well as their own private cases, has dwindled.
There is only 50 to 60 out of that group of 180 that are routinely listed as willing to take criminal trials work.
That's why the Commission has unveiled a nearly $9 million plan to create a public defender system which assigns attorneys directly employed by the state to handle cases instead of contracted private attorneys. The Commission is in the process of hiring lawyers for the state's first public defender office in Augusta, which is planned to expand to cover the Kennebec and Somerset counties. The proposal seeks $2.7 million in the current budget to add 2 public defender offices in locations that Billings says need it the most.
What I would like is in the supplemental budget process for fiscal year 24, which we're in now because that started July 1st, is to add offices in Bangor and Aroostook.
The 7 public defender offices would mostly mirror the state's existing prosecutorial districts while keeping the public defenders within an hour's drive of courthouses. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news tonight, students at the Brewer Community School got a lesson in fire safety from some professionals, just one of many educational efforts taking place during Fire Prevention Week. On Thursday afternoon, members of the Brewer Fire Department spoke with Brewer Elementary students about what to do in the event of a fire. They discussed the importance of smoke detectors, escape plans, and much more. This is something the department tries to do every year to engage students about the importance of fire safety.
Usually the staple schools tend to try to utilize this week to get some fire safety messages out, and that's what we're here doing today, is trying to just share some fire education and how kids can keep themselves and their families safe.
I think the kids are interested in it. It's a good time for them to learn about how to be safe, what to do in emergencies, and they have a lot of good questions, which the fire department is great enough to come out here and help them get answers.
I'm glad to hear those students so engaged there. The fire department says they love to share these important safety tips as often as they can with the community. The department offers many fire safety and prevention services through their public education programs. You can find more information on the City of Brewer's website. Herman Fire Department will have some new leadership as 2 department leaders were promoted Thursday night. Michael Simmons started his firefighting career in 1989 and worked in various fire departments throughout Penobscot County, including Glenburn, Hudson, and Hamden. He was hired full-time in Herman in 2015 and rose to the rank of captain 4 years later. Simmons says he's grateful to be picked to serve as the new deputy fire chief.
It's a great honor. I've been in the fire service for quite a few years, and I'm really excited to work under Chief Sullivan and his new administration.
Lieutenant Byron Willett will take on the position of captain left vacant by Simmons. He's been a firefighter since 2009 and has worked in Old Town and Orono before coming to Herman. Willett says it's a surreal moment for him.
It's been a dream of mine to be, firefighter since I was a kid. So coming from Old Town of Orono to here, I live in this town. It's a great community. It's a growing community.
Both men were pinned with their new badges by their wives and were sworn in by the town clerk. They were celebrated afterwards by friends, family, and fellow Herman Fire crewmates. Congratulations to both of them. All right, well, coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, Bangor residents commemorated a big day in the city's history yesterday. We'll tell you about it when we come back.
From a gallon of gas to a gallon of milk, everything costs more these days. And question 3 will make things worse. It'll cost billions, and we'll be on the hook for it. It will increase our electric bills. And question 3, it doesn't require an operations plan, not even for emergencies or power outages. Question 3 is too costly and too risky for my family. I'm voting no on 3. It's a bad idea for Maine.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to battery power, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel or Newport.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Thursday marked 86 years since FBI agents shot and killed their public enemy #1 on Central Street in downtown Bangor, a day of huge historic significance for the city. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with those who commemorate the day every year.
On October 12, 1937, bullets flew as FBI agents confronted the notorious Brady Gang on Central Street in Bangor, after Indiana-born armed robber and murderer Alfred Brady had come to Bangor with his gang in a stolen car. They traveled to Bangor multiple times to purchase additional firearms, but the manager of the sporting goods store where the guns were purchased tipped off the police, leading to the FBI being able to corner and gun down the gang.
A lot of gunfire that just sprayed all over Central Street.
Now, on the anniversary of Brady's death, local G.P. Palmer organizes a commemorative workshop to remember this moment in history.
They come into town and they got nailed, and that made the local people feel pretty good, and we think it's important to remember that.
The day featured a fictitious radio interview with the captured gangster James Dolliver, the only gang survivor.
Old Sparky, should in the remote chance that I am convicted and electrocuted.
Palmer's hope is by hosting this event each year, generations will continue to remember the day Bangor beat the Brady Gang.
Many times they say, why are you glorifying the dead people? Well, we're not. We're just the opposite. Bangor beats the Brady Gang. These are the bad guys. Here's where they are.
Brady is currently buried in the Mount Hope Cemetery in Bangor. For 70 years, Brady did not have a marked grave. 16 years ago, Palmer decided to change that.
For me, it's a sense of pride. This is an accomplishment, something that I did. Where were the other people in the last 70 years? Why didn't they do something? But I'm pleased that it's here. Yeah. I think it serves a purpose. It's historical. And why look at just plain grass when you can look at where someone is buried?
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Such an interesting part of Bangor's rich history. Well, it's the end of an era along the coast of Maine. One of the state's few remaining schooners has left. The Victory Chimes is a Chesapeake Ram schooner that was built in Delaware in 1900. It was designed to carry cargo into Chesapeake Bay, but was converted to carry passengers in 1946. It's taken countless people on adventures along the Maine coast, but it's now past the Rockland breakwater for what will probably be the final time. It was sold at auction in May to New York investors who plan to turn it into a floating restaurant. After the break, there's new chaos on Capitol Hill about who will be the next Speaker of the House. Plus, we'll have your full 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the sparks that unite us, to the passions that drive us. We're driven by the things we love. From the visions that lead us, the feelings that inspire us, to the roads that bring us together. Coastal Auto Parts, 29 locations in Maine, will get you to the moments that matter most. With the largest network of parts and care to keep you firing on all cylinders. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Get ready to clown around this Halloween. Fright at the Fort 2023 Carnival of Fright. October 14th, the 21st, and 22nd, and October 28th and 29th at Fort Knox in Prospect. There are no at-the-door ticket sales. Fright Night at the Fort 2023 Carnival of Fright. Tickets online at fortknoxmaine.com.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money, and I'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Another client had a brain injury, and we got them $1.15 million. If you get hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team. Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy.
Featuring no dock or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves.
Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
New turmoil on Capitol Hill being described as dysfunction and utter chaos. Congressman Steve Scalise, the man nominated to become the next speaker, suddenly pulled out last night after failing to secure enough votes. So what happens now with the House still paralyzed? ABC's Faith Abube has details.
It's day 10 on Capitol Hill without a Speaker of the House, and this morning, new questions about who can unite the Republican Party after Majority Leader Steve Scalise suddenly withdrew from the race to replace Kevin McCarthy.
But there's some folks that really need to look in the mirror over the next couple of days and decide, are we going to get it back on track? Are they going to try to pursue their own agenda? You can't do both.
Scalise won the nomination this week, but some House members have voiced concerns about his health as he battles blood cancer. Critics also questioned some of his moves behind the scenes. Overnight, ABC's Rachel Scott speaking with Scalise.
He met with Republicans behind closed doors twice today for a few hours, and he left with less support than he had when he initially walked in. And of course, all of this comes just about a week after Kevin McCarthy was ousted by a handful of members of his own party, along with Democrats.
The House has been paralyzed without a leader, unable to pass new aid for Israel, frustrating many lawmakers, including the Republican conference. And now, adding to the chaos, the man Scalise beat for the nomination, Congressman Jim Jordan, a conservative firebrand, who appears to be throwing his name back in the ring. Sources say he's working the phones asking for support.
We're going to be as a conference. I think we will come together behind a candidate, and then we will move forward for the good of the country.
Despite the turmoil, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who was instrumental in ousting McCarthy as Speaker, saying he doesn't regret his position.
People say it's chaos here just because the special interests don't have a unified way to control everything. I have no regrets.
In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Meanwhile, gun violence remains a major issue here in the U.S., but not every community is affected equally. ABC's Justin Finch breaks down a recent study about the matter.
In a recent study led by Columbia University and Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, researchers looked at death certificates in all U.S. counties and separated gun deaths into homicides and suicides. Between 2001 and 2010, the study found the most rural counties had 25% higher overall death rates from guns than the most urban counties. The difference was even higher between 2011 and 2020 at 37% higher gun deaths in the most rural areas. Major cities were more likely to have deaths due to homicide, whereas small towns were more likely to have deaths due to suicide. Researchers also accounted for age, income, race, poverty, education, and state gun laws in their analysis. About 124 people died from gun violence each day in 2020, to total over 45,000 lives lost in the U.S. alone. If you are experiencing suicidal, substance use, or mental health crises, please call or text 988. Trained crisis counselors are available for free 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
All right, and of course, so important to know there is help out there. All right, now let's take a full look at our forecast now. With our full forecast, Conrad Sapinski has it for us.
And another overcast day out there today. This morning, we even had a couple of sprinkles, but now things are looking a lot better. Still a little bit of rain just up north into northern Maine. But in general, though, this low pressure system is finally starting to make its way out of our region. But it has been lingering the last several days, just bringing on and off rain. It is very light, nothing crazy heavy, but still it is just in the area. An umbrella is definitely needed, but not for today and not for tomorrow, as things will continue to clear up and we will actually see even peaks of sunshine the next couple of days. So get ready. Much nicer weather is back in the forecast. Now, rainfall wise though, maybe a couple of rain showers, maybe Monday into Tuesday, we might see a couple more sprinkles where some spots might see maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain, maybe 1/4 of an inch in some spots, the coast, Machias, Bar Harbor, maybe a trace at most. Temperature wise though, we've been very, very warm, near 80 degrees just last week. And then now we're slowly cooling back off. Wednesday, we saw temperatures near average at around 60. Yesterday at around 62. Our average is around 59 degrees. We're going to stay pretty much near that, maybe slightly below average Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. And then by Thursday, we're actually going to be warming back up into those upper 50s to even lower 60s. We'll be back in the area. For today, though, not quite 60. We're going to be in those mid 50s. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, and some sprinkles will be possible with a breezy wind. For tonight, low to mid 40s outside, partly cloudy skies, and that wind will start to die down just a little bit. For tomorrow, though, the wind will be picking up once again. Partly cloudy skies, and temperatures will be warming back up, hovering at around 60 degrees, so near average for this time of year. Our extended forecast outlook does show partly cloudy skies Friday, and then once again on Saturday, Sunday mostly cloudy, then more chances of sprinkles Sunday night into Monday. By Tuesday, mainly mostly cloudy, but we will see a couple more chances of sprinkles in the area. Temperature-wise, though, we will continue to stay in those mid to upper 50s.
My Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare comes with a lot of these.
As in, WellCare gives me benefits I can use every day.
And real people to talk to and clear answers I can understand.
And this Medicare Advantage plan gives me choices with benefits I need. I love that kind of freedom.
And I'm thinking, hey, WellCare understands me and gets that my health needs can change. And at the end of the day, that's health coverage I can depend on.
Now is the time to compare coverage. WellCare offers a variety of options to fit your needs, including prescription drug plans and Medicare Advantage plans that combine both medical and prescription drug coverage. The coverage you need and more. Call today or visit us at wellcarenow.com for your free all-in-one guide.
With harsh Maine winters and winding Maine roads, collisions can happen. But what can you do to make your vehicle look like new again? Just go to Maine Collision Center in Bangor. New owners Sean and Kim Sullivan and their exceptional technicians and team members provide a certified full-service repair facility for auto collision repairs, even fixes for scratches and dents. And Maine Collision Center works directly with insurance companies to promptly process your claim. If you're going to get it fixed right at Maine Collision Center.
Today, there are so many Medicare health plan options.
True, and it can be confusing. Are you getting all the benefits that you are entitled to? Here at Senior Planning Center, we represent most plans available to help you secure the benefits that you are entitled to.
And this is why thousands of Mainers have turned to the Senior Planning Center as their trusted Medicare resource.
With agents and locations across Maine, call today. No obligation to enroll.
Welcome back. An annual tradition is back once again to share some of the Queen City's spookiest stories. Our Devin Dagnall tells us more.
Parts of these tours are relaying that most of these legends, most of these ghost stories do have historic truth to them.
The Bangor Historical Society is once again hosting their guided ghost tours through downtown Bangor and the Mount Hope Cemetery. The curator of the society, Matt Bishop, says both tours offer something for hardcore ghost hunters and history buffs alike.
Everybody latches onto history in many different ways, and ghost stories and paranormal stories, while yes, they are spooky in this time of the season, they usually do have that grain of truth to it. So you're able to go through many different types of people who might not like the drier history tours, but they're still going to come away learning from some things about Bangor that they might not have heard before.
According to Bishop, Bangor's long history has acquired quite the supernatural lore, making it the perfect place to share their ghost stories.
We want to use it as a gatherings place and discuss those people that are still out there, famous and infamous.
More information about both tours can be found on BangorHistoricalSociety.org. In Bangor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Sounds like the perfect thing to go experience this time of the year. Well, finally, excitement is growing around the country for the upcoming solar eclipse this weekend. On Saturday, spectators will be able to experience what's known as an annular eclipse. The director of UMaine's Versant Power Astronomy Center, Sean Loch, says this kind of eclipse creates what's known as a ring of fire effect around the moon. Loch says the best views of the eclipse will be seen from the western U.S., and in Maine, the moon will only cover about 13% of the sun.
On Saturday, starting around 12:26 in the afternoon, you're going to start to see what looks like a little bite being taken out of the sun. Maximum will be about 1:27, and it will finish up about 2:26. So you have about an hour of time.
Loch says it's important to protect your eyes if you plan on viewing the eclipse. The Astronomy Center has a bunch of solar eclipse sunglasses available, which block out 99.9% of the sun's light, allowing you to safely observe the eclipse. And the public is welcome to view the eclipse through the Clark Telescope at the UMaine Astronomy Center on Saturday. Really nice to see they're inviting everyone out to experience that. All right, that's going to do it for us for ABC 7 News at Noon. Thanks for watching.